What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sit Down with Sid Podcast, episode number 3. Here I have, once again, the fitness encyclopedia, Wayne Alperti. What's up, Wayne?
Train with Wayne. What's up, Sid? Good morning. Happy Sunday, brother.
Happy Sunday, man. Happy Sunday. Thanks again for coming here on the podcast and sharing your knowledge about the fitness industry. Without any further ado, just let's dive into it,
You got it, brother. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, so there are a few stats that I wanted to share with the people watching this podcast, and we can reflect on that and then kind of dive into the nutrition part, So guys, today's topic is very important. It's the importance of nutrition, supplements, and exercise in the fitness industry. So according to Statista, I gathered this. The total market size of global health industry back in 2011 was around $72 billion, and which is now close to $110 billion, which is an increment of 51.5% if we have to be precise. Total number of health and fitness clubs worldwide as of today are close to 215,000, which used to be around 133,000 back in 2011. And the total number of fitness members worldwide is roughly around 185 million, which used to be 110 million. So once again, overall, the trend has been 52 to 55% of increment in just over a decade, right? So the reason I'm sharing this stats is because I want you to explain to people why is fitness industry one of the fastest growing industry in the world?
Excellent question. Excellent answer. I got too.
Love it. Let's do it, man.
There's more awareness, more marketing, more advertising. Health is it's a necessity at this point. It's all marketing and advertising, and it's going in a great direction to get people physically fit. So basically, it's just more information that's out there, and that's a great thing. What was the stat that you said? So what I know, there's 330 million people in the United States alone, and you said there's 185 million people worldwide now. That's a lot, though. That's a lot. I was gonna to elaborate on what we're saying.
Right.
You look to worldwide and how you and I talk and everything. Places like India, your country.
Right.
Dubai, all these, Japan, look at the Olympics going on now. The big markets now worldwide, because a lot of our expertise, myself and these past bodybuilders, we know, past fitness gurus, and the information's just getting out there. The market overseas is ridiculous now. Brazil, Puerto Rico, our own land, Europe, Germany. It's gotten more. Expand on that too, Sid. Sports related. People are more physically fit. There's more athletes. There's more teams. There's more avenues for people to be them and be unique. Track and field. So with all of that being said, science has led us, and the evolution of it, better machinery, better techniques, better diets, better supplements, better training, better doctors, better ways of dieting. But what that also does is, when you get a whole big mass of those people getting into it, you get a flood of also, which I think we would talk about down the road, to some misinformation, which is guiding that 185 million a little bit steering to the right, instead of basically keeping you on top of the mountain. Do this, do that, with the marketing and advertising that got us here. Fantastic. Because more people are aware of maybe their bodies and that they need to be physically fit. But also on the back end, which we talk, it also opens up the ugly, where a person's not educated enough and they may do something that they're really not sure of. And that in itself is a whole nother topic. That's the human brain. That's human, follow the masses. instead of follow the 10% that know what they're doing, you know, which is what you got me for. The 10%, we got to bring everybody together, where sometimes not, it's going the other way. So you're talking what, 185 million, Sid? It doubled. What was it, 115?
It used to be like close to 133,000. Sorry, it used to be close to, I would say, around 110 million 10 years ago. So that's like almost a 60% jump.
The health clubs doubled, Sid? The health clubs doubled?
Members, almost 60%.
115, what, up to 210, you said?
Something 110 like to 185 million right now.
But what about the clubs that were open? What was that, Boom?
So that's went from close to 130,000 to now 215,000. And so that's once again, 55% increment. So this just shows the upward trend of the fitness industry.
Oh, absolutely. And I was thinking about that today. You know, you got a lot of change. You got a lot of franchises. They are what they are. All right. They suit their needs and it's fantastic. But eventually, and you do see them, sometimes you got some of these offshoots, which you did have years ago, very, very specified, Parisi's, speed schools, batting cage places, specific. Well, that's what I'm saying too. So are we putting all those in together, which is great because it's physical activity. Kids are learning soccer, learning how to kick a ball, learning how to swing a bat the right way, golf. I think that should play into a bigger, if we're looking for more answers, Sid, are we just talking gyms, right? We should be talking teams and athletes. Bowling team. How are we keeping everyone healthy these days? Exploded. The campuses on college different now. All the nutrition you and I will talk about. Yeah, everything is just, it's going the way it should. Growth.
Yeah, what kind? That's
now guys like myself have to continue to, the people I work with or whatever, you know, are pretty serious. You know, but I still hear the misinformation on all those people coming to me too. So now it's just, you know, I used to deal with maybe 10 people a day, right, Sid? And I would hear 8 wrong things. Now I'm dealing with 20 people a day and I'm hearing 17 wrong things. So the issues are still there, but we are more involved. Great. I think we just need to continue to educate from the ground up at a young age, which we don't do. But now as we're getting older, you see more people are involved.
That's a great point. And you know why? The reason why I wanted to share the global statistics on this podcast was people in developing countries, as you mentioned, India, Latin America, right? They don't have the opportunity to have the same resources that we have here in US.
None.
And our main goal is to educate the mass audience, right? We don't want to limit ourselves to United States. You know, we want this information to go to countries such as, you know, as I mentioned, you know, Latin America, Asia, you know, some parts of Europe, because once again, you know, one thing I know is people will listen to you as long as they can learn something from it.
Oh yeah.
And they can benefit. So that's a good thing, you know. So you remember you talked about the misconception, which we will dive into our next podcast. You know, where we will talk about, you know,
somewhere along the line we'll get it, right, Sid?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's why we are doing this.
It ties all together what we talk about anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that you said, Sid, about the other countries, because it's fascinating to see. You're right.
Listen, I spoke with my sister last week, and she's like, Sid, all personal trainers are booked. People are shelling money just for health, and they don't care. They will get the money as long as they can stay healthy.
There's avenues for these other developing countries. They're not even developed anymore. We've been having they are, but they aren't. There is avenues for people to be healthy with the internet and everything now. So they can, you're right, learn from us. You know, some of the best athletes in the world don't come from this country.
I understand, but you have to understand one thing. As you said, there is plenty of knowledge out there, right?
Yep.
The reason I wanted to bring you is because you are an expert in this industry, right? So people will trust professionals who are in that industry setting more than anyone who is randomly throwing out stuff on the internet, right?
I hope.
No, absolutely. That's why,
right, Sid? Yeah.
listen, you have a degree, you're a nutritionist. You've been doing this for almost more than 30 years. So you can't experience is knowledge, right? So that is something that people can't buy. You have to just have years of experience to share it so that they can learn, and then implement and pass it on to the other generation.
It's so, and we only get to do that, Sid, with a few people too. The people we touch in life. I mean, all my clients learn something. All you people you run into, I learned from you. You learn from absolute. It is absolute education, and I love doing that. Absolutely, every barrier is tremendous.
So Wayne, so now my question to you is to explain to the people who are listening to this podcast, you know, in simple terminology, what is nutrition and why is it so important? Why should everyone lay emphasis on this and on the nutrition topic, based on your experience?
And what I did too, Sid, is I went back in and went into the Wikipedia, and I brought up all the stuff too, the human nutrition. I went right to the human nutrition aspect of everything and why it's so important. Food is energy. Without eating food, hence water is the most important nutrient and mineral. Without eating food, you're not resetting your system and letting your system work. Your body is an organ. Your whole body is an organ. It uses food to continually replace itself and go forward. The aging process is the aging process, just like a plant, just like anything else. We don't know where we're going yet.
Right.
How the human body goes is from a small age, you get born, you start deteriorating as soon as you're born, peripherally, from the fingernails to the toenails, you start growing older like this, from the head down into the body. As you age, you see what the body can completely turn into if you're not conscious of your food intake and your energy levels, which come with the exercise, which I know we're going to talk about too. Food feeds the body, continues at the protein level, the carbohydrate level, the fat level, the DNA and RNA level to repair and complete your body. You need food because your body's an organ. You need water because your body's an organ. All the different foods do something different for the body. Nutrients, phytochemicals, right? I keep getting it wrong. Phyto. I'm calling it like a dog. Phytochemicals. These different nutrients in your body repair everything. Okay? So, bam. Get to nutrition. What is good nutrition? Lean proteins, slow-acting carbohydrates in moderation, and learning how to manipulate your fats. Olive oil, almond oil, vegetable oils, essential fatty acids, carbohydrates, learning how to portion them because your brain won't function then. So nutrition. Yeah.
So I like that you're going on the fact. Sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to explain to people, right? So when you're breaking down the nutrition into carbohydrates, protein, fats, can you help them explain what is a slow-acting carbohydrate, what is a complex carbohydrate, which carbohydrate is good for digestion, and
good.
So if you can just break down, as you said, lean protein, why, which protein, so at least people have the knowledge. They would understand when they come across, hey, complex carbohydrates, is it good or is it bad? So can you just elaborate on that?
Lean protein.
Let's start with protein.
Good proteins. What are proteins? Proteins build your building blocks of what I just said for your organs. They help your blood build everything in your body. They have vitamins in it. Lean protein, chicken, ground turkey, eggs. Okay, you want to get into something different, you could do lean ground beef, right? Beef. I like beef. Any type
fish
of steak.
Well, right? What about
fish? I'm a fish freak. That has great essential fatty acids in it. We'll get into that. So these things have nice ground things in it They keep you full. They keep you satisfied. They build your blocks. They build your body. Okay, vegetarians and people like that they may have to get their protein sometimes by soy, but no matter what, protein is a mainstay to how your body builds itself. Would you think correct, Sid? Right?
It's the muscle building block. That's correct.
Okay, so now you need protein. 4 calories per gram. Okay, that's better than, we'll get down the road with something. 4 calories per gram, 3 grams, or 4 grams is the 1 gram is to 4 calories. So they keep you full. That's what builds you. That's why we say a lot of people eat a little bit more protein than carbs. But I'll explain why. It doesn't matter, according to one of our studies, which it doesn't matter too, but it's a balance. I'll show you. Carbohydrates on the other side. Right. So what do we got? The quinoa. We got the fast, the complex oatmeal, the whole grain. We got the fast instant oatmeal. We got the white rice, brown rice, potatoes, white potatoes, yams. You got different types of complex and fast carbs. Processed carbs, white rice, quick oatmeal, get in your system very quickly, and you use that as quick energy. Your body needs that. Okay. Complex more. I think we got. Would the yams be in there, Sid? Would you think yams a little bit?
Yams. Yeah.
And the whole grain oatmeal, the brown rice, I think the quinoa too, are great examples of what your grains should be. Pasta's a grain, but it's unless you're portion sizing out, again, we'll talk about all that in the portion size, it's still 1 gram is 4 calories, right, Sid? Yeah. 1 gram, 4 calories.
I have a question. So can you please explain to the audience, because there is a lot of these questions that come up, should we eat white rice? Should we eat brown rice? Should we eat whole wheat pasta? Should we eat white pasta? Should we eat white potatoes? Should we eat sweet potatoes? So how would you break that down?
Perfect. Let me finish the fats first for us.
Okay.
Is that all right? All right. Now the carbohydrates, we had the fats, essential fatty acids. You need fats, you need oils, protein building block. Carbohydrate, just one function, people. Without a carbohydrate, until your body learns this, a way we're going to show you, your brain, forget it. Forget it. You need carbohydrates. Okay. Now you need fats. Fats are 1 gram is 9 calories. And your body needs fat because it puts your cushion on your body. Depending on what your body type is, your goals or whatever is depending on what fat you have on you and whatever your diet looks like. Now, so essential fatty acids, olive oil, right? Almond oil, fish out the butt. And that goes along with what you just said, I think, Sid, about the, what would you say about the combinations? The question you posed to me.
Yeah, so we will get into that, once we finish like the topic of, as I said, so people asking, hey, what's the difference?
What question did you just ask me?
Yeah, what's the difference between white rice? Should we eat brown rice? Should we eat complex such as sweet potatoes? Should we eat the slow acting such as white? So if you can dive into it, help explain people which one is better for, say, fat loss, which one is better for building muscle for athletes?
You can't miss with the whole grain ones, the whole oatmeal, the brown rice, the quinoa. You can't miss with those yams. Okay, those are amazing. Those are more complex. They're going to break down in your system slower to give you a longer lasting energy level. Okay, the white rices and the quick pasta and instant oatmeal, you're more apt, you should use them around. Not that you can use these anytime if you know how to diet right that. But those are great for performance right after a workout or maybe right before a performance thing because they're very quick. They get in your system and they give you energy right away. Hence, bananas. If you're in a good rhythm, bananas are carbohydrates, aren't they? Tremendous for you. 2 bananas. If a person is in shape, 2 bananas, you just did yourself a 2.5-hour workout without even blinking. And what I said, shape. And that's only 240 calories of all carbohydrates, a fruit. and look how your system acts because it works nice together. So there is a difference between your carbohydrates and how they work in your system, right? So you got your compound ones, brown, quinoa, whole oats, yams. Those are like mainstays. Now let's go with your quicker acting ones, right, Sid? Your white, your quick oatmeal. And then let's add in the protein, if you don't mind,
Sure.
on which is better for performance and how to get. I don't know if maybe people don't know. When you have a fast-acting oatmeal or rice, white rice, and then you throw in a good protein, egg whites and maybe an egg yolk or two, whatever, chicken, rice, whatever, that now has slowed down your quick-acting rice and oatmeal from running through your system faster. And that, over a point, will give you better energy, better workouts, better stomach bioavailability, digestion, because it slows it down. And they like to do the the cha-cha together. Add now a fat, which you would have in the egg. So when you combine those three the right way, which is slow, which is fast, proteins are going to be pretty slow to a point, Sid, right? If you just threw chicken breast in you or 2 cans of tuna, you're going to need some water in your stomach to break that down. It probably would break down pretty within 2 hours or so, right? If you threw white rice and just oatmeal in your stomach, I'm pretty sure that's going to go through pretty quickly. It is. Your brain's going to recognize it's going to go right into the intestine pretty quickly, if that's all that's in there. So there's where you're talking about the sustainability of energy once it's in your system. Does that make sense, Sid? Did I elaborate? Tell me some more I need to elaborate on, buddy.
No, I think it makes sense. Yeah, I just want people to understand the ratio. So for example, the reason I'm bringing this up is I was in the gym this morning and I had a friend. And he's like, you know what? I want to put on some size. I want to put on some muscle. So the first thing I asked him was, hey, buddy, what do you eat? How many times a day do you eat? How much carbohydrates you eat? How much fat? And he's like, I don't know. I just go by calories. So I had to explain him, if you're trying to build muscle mass, right? It's usually 2 grams of carbohydrates per body weight, 1 gram of protein per body weight, and 1 gram of fat. So I'm just going to give it example so people understand. So if you are 200-pound person, right?
Yep.
You will need 400 grams of carbohydrates.
Yep.
200 grams of protein.
Yep.
And 100 grams of fat.
Yep.
So this is now we're talking about building muscle. Now, if you're trying to lose weight and put on lean muscle, right?
Yep.
You will do 2 grams of protein per body weight.
Yep.
So that means for a 200-pound person, it will be 400 grams of protein.
Yep.
1 gram carbohydrate per body weight, which is 200 grams. And then the fat can be anywhere from 1 to 1.5 grams, so 100 to 150 grams.
Calories go up with the half gram. Yeah, I agree, Sid.
Yeah. So I think I don't know why this topic, why there is so much emphasis on the calories, because the old school nutrition, as I said, 2005, I started fitness, especially competing since I started working out since 2007, and I did my first show in 2010. And back then there was no such thing as calories, So my nutritionist, this is what it was, This is the method. This is how you go, right?
The relationship in science between the calories you're taking in, the calories you expend, absolutely has to do with the way you look. So you want to, the best way to build muscle, Sid, you're right, isn't the old school days anymore where you just load up like a crazy man. Have a set number of calories your body can handle. And at that point, you should know how many calories your body needs per day by a formula with an expert. Okay, you need 3,000 a day to sustain your life. That's just laying in bed. Now you're working out, so you need another 700 because you're really working out. And now you want to build, so you need another, what do we say, Sid, right? At least 250 to 300 a day.
Yeah.
To get to that 1 pound a week, even if it's just water, but it's sustainability. You're only 200 or 300 calories over every day. You're in a small gaining phase where you're learning the body, and you're not getting the overweight. The other way was just everyone stuffed their face, right? You only needed 5,000 calories to get big and put muscle on back in the day, or even get in shape, an athlete. You know, some people that are out of shape said they don't realize they need 3,800 calories a day to start. Just got to switch their diet. But the relationship of gaining weight has changed this game. You don't eat like a horse. If you do, that's what you're going to get. You want to stay right above that level, 250, 200, 250 extra calories a day. And most likely, depending on your goal, like you said, either protein or carb. That's the way I would go. Or fat. Even do the fat, like you said.
So would you say it's the same for the females, you know, because the body mass index ratio of a female to a male is completely different, if I'm not mistaken?
I think that obviously a man has testosterone, so his body's going to work a little bit differently. But according to the scientific, the way the body works, calories in, calories out. Food is everything. Food is everything. It is. It's just how are we getting people to understand that, and how can they have an avenue to get to the right foods to do the right thing and eat the right way to be healthier. The females, the same way. You know, if you calculate it as an individual, what calories does this person need? What activities are they doing? How are they doing it? Where's the relationship? What's her goal? Like you said, what this guy's goal? I don't know what calories I'm eating. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. You know, it's an easy thing for us to do, but sometimes it's difficult for others to do. So as saying that said, it's very easy to overeat, very easy to undereat. Goes both ways. So unless you know specifically what you're doing with the nutrition, most of the time, and the way we want to, the more people we get to educate, the more people in the industry, which we talked about. It's just a matter of just getting that information there. And like you said, having someone like me say no, or you, or saying, did you do this? Did you do that? Because maybe it takes about 10 times to remind some person to get there and listen to it. But absolutely, the calories, they have to align the right way. And when they do, you see crazy results in your health, especially if you haven't done it, Sid. So it's never too late.
I have a last question on this, then we'll dive into supplementation. So I know you have female clients, you have male clients. So when you make the nutrition plan, right, does the basics, the fundamentals stay the same, or do you manipulate even the fundamentals, the carbohydrates, the fats, the protein? How is that? Because I know you have male and female clientele, and I have seen your clients and you have delivered excellent results, right? So for the females who are watching this podcast and the males who are watching this podcast, I just want them to better understand, is the fundamentals the same, the basics the same?
Okay. The basic fundamental, so I hope we do a podcast on this too, the brain. Okay. Basic fundamentals, like you just even said before, that connection. If this person could really know what they're doing and not get it, they could not know what they're doing, have no information, and connect with me, and all of a sudden things come. So it's fundamental. It's education, Sid. The woman is an individual. You got to take their body, calorie content, figure it out. Everybody's different in their own journey with their nutrition. You and I know this. So until the person and the individual decides to say, okay, this is me, this is what I'm going to do, there's how I would want to approach it, and still teach the basics, what carbohydrates, why you need fats, protein, carbohydrates, why you need physical exercise, yes, why you need to eat right, yes, why you need to sleep, blah, blah, blah. If you got to put down and show someone, here's how the body works. 8 hours of digestion, 8 hours of a stimulation, 8 hours of bye-bye, it's gone out down the sewer. That's the way the body works. When does it work? How much energy do you need? How do we figure that out for you? It's difficult for a person to figure that out calorie-wise. It's why you have me to say, do this, that. As far as nutrition, that's how I probably would do it too, Sid. What do you like to eat? What are you eating? Most people you and I deal with, how many people will ask 100, Sid, like the guy today, I don't know what I'm doing. Write down what you did. Oh, I don't know. That seems like a lot of work. Of course it does. That's why you don't succeed. But not poking at anybody. Doc, Mr. Gasman, Mr. Doctor, my nurses I deal with, Burger King, hamburger flippers, you know, Sid, not to discriminate against anybody, congressmen, lawyers. They don't have the time to do all of that. That's why they got to let us do it. Right? Which makes it very simple for us. Why wouldn't you want to do that? I can't sew my vein together. I go to a doctor. So it is fundamental per each person. That's why I enjoy that journey, each individual. So the way I would instruct is continue to hammer. It's your nutrition. It's your portion size. Keep doing it. Now, you know, I've had great success that I got to be with you because a couple people just are into it. A couple of other people just, Wayne, I got money. They've been with me for years and there was a nutrition part and they just got in shape. But that was due to me. They never got hurt. Bobby Greenblatt, my client, still my client. He's 80. He's doing push-ups now, still doing 10, 15, 20. So it goes farther than that. So you put it all together. There is no, every one of them is fundamental, right? So every one of them is basic. Everybody has to, I think your uncle said a lot of that too in the podcast when he develops his companies. Did he say that? Every company was individual and based on what he needed to do. I watched this. It was a great video. So fundamental stuff is one client. Well, what do you like? She had Ezekiel sandwiches every day, Ezekiel bread sandwiches every day for a year, Sid. 2 pieces Ezekiel bread. She found the deli meat that she liked with the onion, the pepper, the whatever, the tomato, lettuce every day at lunch. Home from high school, boom, she down 70 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she put together, oh, Wayne, I hate eating in the morning. All right, so I do a packet of oatmeal and all right, that god darn egg. Telling you, why? It's going to work in your system. Clears up your skin, works your organs. So those are fundamental basics. I don't know what works. I got to work with you too. You know, but fundamentals. I'm sorry, basics are basics.
Okay.
But I don't know what yours are. Food is food. I can tell everybody. Lean proteins. We went over that, right? Sid?
Right.
We went over carbohydrates, right?
Yeah.
Fats. You have to eat these things, people. But you got to know how to eat them. You got to know how to combine them in your stomach, like we did a little bit with. Did you really remember that, Sid? You put a whole egg, 5 egg whites, 1 whole egg with a serving of white rice. Dude, you should go to the gym an hour later and put some salt on it for a pump. You should go to the gym an hour later and you should rip that gym apart because it's slowing your stomach and it's not really slowing you down like a big heavy meal. So I got to learn all of that with a client. People around the world and individuals, we have to.
It takes time to study someone's body and it's
Sid. And then with the resources too, like you said, some people don't have the resources. Right. So we have to design a nutrition around that. Third world countries, what resources are for those people that are into fitness, even sustain their lives and work for us, work for themselves in their office buildings in Mexico and everything. You know, they have to have some type of avenue for themselves also to, I know in Puerto Rico, one kid I graduated with, he's famous over there, Sid. Neves, Alfredo. I think he's got a gym. He's got bodybuilders pumped out left and right. It's wild how we can and we can't, and I think it's just got to be pushed out more. But it is the fundamentals across the line how I would treat and teach people, and then we take it from there. Once I got you down, look at how long it's taken me, Sid.
So what about the supplementation part? Like, we wanted to talk about supplements, right? So, why do you think people should take supplements? What's the benefit besides having a good nutrition in terms of food?
The best benefits that you're going to get out of supplements, which are Again, your nutrients in your body at the cellular level, A, B, C, B complex, your minerals. Your body needs them to sustain itself too. Everything. That's what food has. That's what's in your food. There's probably no way you're getting enough of those in your food if you're a professional athlete. You probably don't need vitamins if you're 70 pounds overweight. All right? Although you may. You may go to the doctor. He says, you got no calcium. You're on your way to osteoporosis. We got to fix something. That's a different story. Vitamins support the food. If you're not eating the correct diet, the vitamins, you're probably just wasting them and peeing them out. You utilize the vitamins and your minerals the same way you would a diet. What's your purpose? They're building blocks. Most of the time, if you're not utilizing them at the right times, the timings, nutrient timing, food timing, when should I eat before the workout? When should I eat after? Different topics we can talk about, right? So your nutrients, I only take 5 pills a day. I learned. I had a health food store. Your body only needs to be optimal. We just want optimal health, okay? I want optimal health, which means it's just a step above. I want to be at my optimum level. And in order to get at that optimum level, we got all our nutrients from our food, right? Then we add the nutrients from the vitamins. Now you're at a great level. Say your body, and I don't know your body either yet. Here's another great thing, Sid, right? What you just said. The baseline, the foundation. I could give you, take a multivitamin, I take a B complex, a C with zinc, a B complex with C, a milk thistle that cleans out my organs, and I take a IB Guard probiotic. That's all I take. And I looked at them, and I see the ingredients, and that's a different story too. We'll talk about that. That's all I take every day with a meal. Some are fat soluble, some are water soluble in your vitamins. The same with your food and stuff like that. They work together. They give me a level. So say I need RDAs. I'm eating 2,200 calories a day. We talked about some calories, growth maintenance. On most of these vitamin things, they'll say recommended daily allowances of your vitamins and minerals. It goes along with your food. It says 22, based on a 2,200 calorie diet. That means if I'm eating 2,200 calories, I throw those vitamins and minerals on, I'm getting that much extra on top of that. Right, Sid? That's what it means, right?
You mean as a calorie?
No, not calories, as just extra nutrients and vitamins. So I'm eating 2,200 calories. They're thinking if you eat 2,200 calories a day, you're getting enough, you're getting a lot of vitamins. You're eating a good amount of food. So you're sustaining your life. You're in a good state. Adding on top of the vitamins then will work with that food, will get you to an optimum level. That's what I mean. So you really got to know what calories you're bringing in and out. If you're starving yourself, I'm on 1,000 calories a day. I'm getting ready for a show. I'm going to do whatever. I got a wedding next week. Don't eat. I'll take my vitamins still. And I won't drink water. Yeah. How yellow is your urine going to look? There's the key right there. You're peeing it right out. If you're eating the right amount of calories and you're drinking the right amount of water, you'll pee some out. But it also, when the vitamins in your food in your body, they also understand to work with each other. 8 hours of phases: assimilation, digestion, excretion. Your body knows when to do all those things together. The food combined, when to work out, vitamins with it. That's how we get into a healthy state of being. So supplements are, again, use them the right way. Why are they important? Absolutely, Sid. What is it, Sid? Vitamin A? Your eyes? Third world countries don't have enough vitamin A. Third world countries don't have enough carbohydrates, proteins, so you see those poor little kids with the big distended stomachs. Malnutrition. There it is. That was how we talked. So you could be malnutritioned in your vitamins because you're not eating the right amount of food. And we're going to work and having a coffee and a couple donuts. Is that we're going to have lunch that's just loaded with crap. It's sitting in your stomach. Eventually, 30 years later, you're in a bad state, and it's all because of not being fundamental and understanding food and how the vitamins and all work synergistically for you to make you look great, to make you feel great, to have your internal health go and then let the chips fall where they will in life. A healthier mind, and with nutrition cleans your mind too, Sid. You know that. The right diet, the right amount of calories, the right workout, the right vitamins, mineral water, decent sleep, 5 hours a night. I'm just a 5-hour guy. 5 hours a night, and that's how I get along. You should be okay. You should be okay. I'm not promising you nothing. Beyond that, overweight, heaviness, it's going to slug you down. You're not going to feel it until it's almost too late sometimes. But then when you get with the right guy, Sid, that knows his stuff, everyone, me, I got guys that are 50, 65 now, and they've never done anything. They just signed up with me, my 2 new clients, Sid. I just showed them a stat that they're going to make more results at this age, because they've never done anything, than you and I will ever get any more going forward. Because you and I have built that foundation of what nutrition does to our, we know how to diet. And I mean, go back with the suffer. I dieted so much, remember, Sid? So low calories, people, that I felt like terrible. But I was doing that for a reason, but I was terrible. My vitamins must have been down right. My energy calories, it was no good. That's bodybuilding. I don't do that with my clients. So, you got to have that balance. It's very important. Both ways, Sid. Imagine overeating and throwing a bunch of vitamins and creatine and everything in your body. You're just going to get bigger. You're not going to get in shape. Go ahead.
I also want to touch a couple of things. So for people, a couple of things that are very important, isoprotein, protein powders, muscle recovery agents such as glutamine, muscle building powders such as creatine, right? Because the reason I'm bringing protein powder is not everyone, most of the people are busy, right? You have a daily life, some have families, some have kids. Maybe you don't have time to eat, sometimes you're stuck in a meeting. So what do, right? You take a protein shake, right? You take whey protein, people who are allergic to lactose, now they have vegan protein, which is plant-based. Right?
Absolutely. Yes. Good stuff.
Yeah. So, people take protein bars. Although personally, I'm not a fan of protein bars because I don't like to eat like sweet supplements.
We had enough of ours. We had enough of them in a day.
Yeah. So
they've changed.
That's why, when people think, hey, can we just have a shake? Is that okay? Yes, you have to understand supplement is a supplement, but there is no such thing as replacing it with food, because as you said, food comes with minerals, vitamins, nutrients, protein, everything, right? Whereas the protein powder is just a meal replacement. Let's use that word, meal replacement.
Correct.
So even if you take that and you're busy, you will still take the calories. You will not miss on it, but don't get used to it. That's why it's known as supplement. Supplement is just like an add-on to a nutrition. That's just my point of view, how I see it.
Absolutely. You're spot on. What it says, right? A supplement.
Yeah.
It's a supplement. It's not to supplement the whole deal, though. Right? It's just a supplemental. It's an add-on to what you're doing. There is a supplemental is an add-on to what you're already doing to bring you to that better state. Better, exactly. The protein shakes, it's funny you say, there's where people get misunderstood too. And I'm going to go use it in a diet context, use it in our nutrition context, what we're going to do. Fantastic. Use it as a meal, but understand what you're doing. How many calories are in it? What products are in it? This and that. That's fine. That should be used as a meal then. What people do is they won't use that as a meal. So there you go. So we had all our meals, and now you're having a workout. You had a great workout, but you're having a 675 million calorie shake, and that's what's putting you over the top end of now I'm over deficit. I'm overestimated what I bought in. Instead of using it as a meal replacement or as a supplement with good product, with good ingredients as a meal. Remember, I was juicing the vegetables, with the eggs, everything. And I used that as a meal instead of I had that on top of it. of the other meals. I put my program together, like you said, the fundamentals.
And I think people should also be educated in the kind of protein powders you take. There is a whey protein, then there is isoprotein.
Yes.
So the difference is isoprotein is more expensive than the regular whey protein. The reason being is isoprotein is the purest form of protein. So if a scoop of serving says, if a scoop of serving is 35 grams and you get 32 grams of protein in isoprotein compared to 35 grams of serving versus 25 grams of protein. So the isoprotein
for the whey,
more protein per serving, and which is more like pure, and that's why it's more kind of costly than regular whey.
I agree, Sid. Is that what it is, Sid?
Yeah.
The same serving is less protein, huh? I didn't even see. I'm sorry, but I know that, but I don't. I particularly make the shakes all day. I didn't realize that. I know ISO is much better.
So 3 things makes a protein powder good: the protein per serving, the sodium, and the sugar. That's
Yes.
And some of the not expensive whey proteins, the ratio of sugar to carbohydrate is higher.
Yeah.
So you don't want to take sugar and a lot of carbs. That's why it's a protein shake. If you want to do that, you can take weight gainers. You can take carbolene, which is a carbohydrate drink.
Correct.
Right?
Agree.
I think it's important for us to educate the people, because as I said, in their country, when they go to buy protein powder, they should look at protein, sodium,
sugar,
and carbohydrate.
Which is, absolutely goes with the nutrition too, Sid.
Right.
With the egg and the eggs and the white rice, they slow themselves down into a better state. If you have whey concentrate, right, is good stuff, could be utilized before the workout quickly, right, and after for sugar, right? Quick, boom, 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 and a serving. You don't need 3 servings. You need a serving. That's it. And just even do it once. The isolate is going to get in the stomach, and it's almost like the egg and the rice. It's going to be a slower process.
Right.
It's much better for you. So both can be utilized. I prefer, again, which is a better brand, which is better. ISO, right, Sid? So both can be utilized. There's where the sugar, more sugar in the whey. Now, I sell these things, so let's not get everybody get mad at me, because if you see the video, whey is great for the right before the workout. Right, it's sugar in it, okay? Again, sugar does what, people? Sugar is going to go right through the stomach faster than anything than the protein. So as soon as your brain and your stomach feels that sugar from the shake, high sugar, opens up the muscle, all the protein goes in your intestine without even doing anything.
It spikes up the insulin. That's why there is faster digestion of protein synthesis.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Put the ISO in your stomach. There's hardly any sugar content.
Yeah, it's just pure protein.
It stays there, and it slowly drips into your system instead of getting in your system and go, oh, boom, done. And that's an issue with the food combining. The nutrition, the way people combine their food. And I bought all my papers out, the Gracie diet. Why? People are overweight. Their food combining stinks. Bread, salad dressing, big salad, cheesecake, coffee, glass of wine, steak, ketchup, salt, boom, everything. All fantastic meal. No. Yes. No. Steak, salad, yam. Goodbye. Done. Right? That gets in your stomach, right? We were talking, Sid. The yam and the steak, they like each other. They do the cha-cha. Tons of fiber and all the salads and stuff. Fills you up a bunch of water. You want to have a glass of wine right then? Go ahead. Hour later, you want to have cheesecake? Go ahead. Because at that point, your stomach should be doing good. And then you could have that sugar, people. Not the whole cheesecake. There's where sugars and everything. So Sid and I know we're not silly people. We eat stuff, and we know how to eat stuff, and we know what their good and bad are and when to do them. Right, Sid?
I mean, yeah, it's a process. I think it's such a learning curve. Like, I don't think there is such thing as perfection, because what works for you might not work for me, and what works for me or you might not work with the people watching. So it's a process. You just have to try it. But I feel a guidance and knowledge is very important on the basics. In order to master anything in life, I think one should just master the basics. That's just my opinion.
I agree 100%.
Not my speech, but this is what I preach for myself. And once again, it can work for some. It might not work for the others, but you try, you live and learn, right? So one more topic, the last one. This topic is so amazing. You're so passionate about it. Like we can go on for hours and hours. The exercise, the physical activity, right? We covered the nutrition, we covered the supplementation. Last but not the least, the physical activity. So, as we remember from the stats that I shared in the beginning of the video, the reason for the upward trend, in the number of fitness members, health clubs, overall the health industry, is because people want to stay fit. People want to have longer life expectancy. That's the word, everyone wants to live longer. So Wayne, based on your experience, since you're an expert in this, how important it is for someone to have physical activity in terms of strength, in terms of training, not just hey, I walk daily to the office. Yeah, that's a physical activity, but we are talking about strength training. Can you help people understand the significance of this?
The significance of physical activity, any way you want to put it, has to do with your body physiologically,
right?
Anatomy and physiology, kinesiology. If you stop squatting up and down, which is, as we age, you see people can't go up and down stairs. If you stop using your body in a physical state, because when we're on the floor, we roll, we learn how to get up, we use our core, we do all that. If we stop doing that, you eventually stop doing it. So it was very, very easy for me because I've been an athlete all my life. But now what I've also understood too is that also the other important ends of it too, Sid, is for me through my studies is range of motion, flexibility, mobility, core work and stomach, stretching, strength and size I've gotten down. I've built this up 45 years. Importance of strength, your bones, wards off osteoporosis. Keeps your bones strong, okay? Strength, it's going to keep the muscles strong, going to keep the muscles toned. I used to hate that word toned. What is it? Toned and shaped?
Yeah.
Okay. I agree with it now, toned and shaped. But you're still bodybuilding. You're still using a muscle, but you're not going to be 552 pounds. You're still building and shaping that muscle. That's all I'm doing now. I'm shaping and toning. I need to look good. So you got to get to a point where you understand your body and you have to be physical. Range of motion. Your arm goes up. Who says it has to stop when you're 62? I'd like to reach into the cupboard to get my coffee. One example. Physical activity, blood flow. Squatting up and down, the heart's pumping, blood flow, blood, circulation. Mind-muscle connection, your neurons, your system's going to get better. Your legs are going to get stronger. You won't need to push with your arms getting up. The importance of all of that, weight loss. The more muscle you have on your body, the more weight you burn. Your body's only going to be able to build a certain amount of muscle the rest of your life. That's going to be the hardest thing for you to do than lose weight. It's harder to build muscle than it is lose weight. There's a challenge for everybody, Sid. They go, how's that possible? We just got a challenge. It's harder to lose muscle, and people don't realize that, than it is to lose weight. Okay? You don't gain fat overnight either. Physical, if you don't squat, if you don't push, if you don't do these exercises, the muscle's gone, you don't burn, your skin hangs, you lose yourself. That's the importance of everything. Balance, strength, pushing a grocery cart, picking up groceries out of your trunk and bending over still. I want to be 72 and be able to take the air conditioning out of my house in and out of the window if I have to. I watched my grandmother couldn't do it. So very important physical activity, lifting, resistance training. There's not just one way, people. Resistance training, kettlebells, team classes, aerobic classes, whatever, spinning class, whatever. The best way to know the same with the diet is get with the trainer so we can figure out where you want to go so I can explain that to you. Wayne, I don't like weightlifting. What do you like to do? I like to swim. Good. You got to go join a pool. Here's how you're going to swim. That's cool. Physical activity. Once we got you involved and once you get involved, trust me, people, you'll see changes in your body. You'll say, hey, what's the next thing I can do? Education, baseline, fundamental, like you said, Sid, but then again, I'm so happy I got these clients that they've never done anything, Sid. God bless, they got to me. Thank God they're with me. I'm making a living out of passion, right? They don't even know how to squat right, Sid.
That's where the health of a personal training comes into play.
Oh, Sid, I just got a doctor. Wayne, help me out. I know this, I know that. And we meshed. He's got IT band problem, his foot. Oh, I got a nurse that works at the hospital, sees all these sick people coming in. Wayne, nutrition, he's buying into what I'm doing, slamming the ball. I'm not just one way. So strength is a couple ways too, people. We don't just have to don't just think you got to squat or bench press. I can have you move around some stupid little cans of corn and whatever, and you'll see the difference in your body if you haven't done anything or anything, even if you have, in a month. So it is important to the overall health of your whole structure and body, especially the brain. Definitely.
The growth of new brain cells.
Oh, there's another one. It brings in new brain cells.
It releases serotonin, if I'm not mistaken, which is your mood. It's a hormone that's responsible for your moods. It puts you in a good state of mind when you work out.
It attacks your brain, releases great chemicals, makes you feel accomplished. You're sweating, you're getting rid of all the toxins. So there's the keys, people. If you're sweating like a pig, you better be drinking like a pig, please, or you'll get hurt. There's a new key, right, Sid? The more you sweat, the more you drink. There's another misconception for the weight loss, right? How to be healthy. Water helps the bones, help the circulation, redo your blood after you just killed yourself running on a treadmill or working out.
Wayne, there was something I was reading, and I want to share this with you and the people watching this. So according to a study performed by Susie Hong, at the San Diego School of Medicine, exercise is known to reduce a number of inflammatory markers, such as CRP and IL-6, which are linked to a number of diseases.
Mm-hmm.
So I never knew that till I read and I wrote it down because, listen, I didn't even knew this, I don't know the scientific aspect of what's a CRP, what's an IL-6, so people can definitely, you can Google search. But, these are the studies, these are scientific studies that are based on facts, studies. So
yes,
when something is scientific based, people will trust it more. People will want to learn about it more, right? There is that curiosity. Oh, yep. Okay. What's in it, right?
Yep. A lot of people are skeptical of science, though, too. For sometimes misinformation, Sid, right? It's just misinformation and not being educated enough, and that's cool. You just said that. Again, everything goes together. Right. Just think, right, all together. The nutrition, the supplementation, if you decide to do that, and the exercises. You're in. What do we mean by exercises? There's 62,000 ways to exercise, and they all work together to get you where you need to be. And it doesn't have to be that difficult to get there. You just have to get involved and trust who you're listening to and working with. And at that point, Sid, here's a good one. I think that should be the biggest issue people deal with, right, Sid? Finding the correct person. It may not have to be me. I know a lot of people don't mix with me and my excitement and everything. Okay, cool. My intensity. You do. My clients that got results do, but I know not a lot of other people are gonna, but it doesn't mean I can't spew that love of that information I got to you. Find, and I've always have, you know that. That's why you like me. Go here then if I'm not the one. No. Not that. I think that's bad information, but no, really, yeah. I know you don't know me, but trust me. Just look over there, Johnny. And you believe, Sid, I just a quick one. I ran into 4 other people that I had chances to be their trainer at Fairfield Retro when I was there. Remember? I had a nice little following there before I got the Fairfield Hackensack.
Right.
I had 4 people, and they talked to, hey, we talked. I said, would you like to train? I'm not sure, Wayne. I was looking for this, looking for that, and I said, why don't you try this? Why don't you? Lo and behold, Sid, I see 2 of them on my Instagram. They found the trainers they're looking for. So
wow.
it's about the helping too. About like you and I said, we're rich at helping. I'm already rich in life, that passion and help. So I consider, like you keep saying, everybody, I got a new word. I'm a savant. I like to be a B- man. Middle of the pack, observe, see, stand on top of the mountain. If I don't know the answer, I'll give it to you. All right, I'll give you a guidance on, say, I don't know, call my friend Sid. Or, you know what, you might have to find a doctor in this area or an expert in this area. Or if you're not sure, let's go look that up. So it all goes together, like you're saying. All of those things. Physical activity, Sid, I preach that more than anything. I say, don't do the diet. Don't do the diet. Don't do the supplements. Why, Wayne? Because now you want to do supplements. You want to do a diet. You want to lose weight. Your triceps hanging. Your belly's hanging. You haven't done anything in 3 weeks or 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. You can't walk a mile yet. You want to strength train. Time out. Right, Sid?
Right.
Let's talk about how we're going to do one at a time and get there, because one at a time is what we're talking about. Fundamental basic.
Right.
You're on Z. We don't know how to get you from A there. What supermarket, what food you like, how do you like that? That's a big deal. So I preach physical fitness, like you just said. This is my biggest thing. Working out. I got to the track yesterday, I did 2 miles. First mile I did with my wife. Not sure. I hang with Jan. She's the best over there walking. It's fun. She said, Wayne, I'm done after a mile. Sid, I think I did another mile, brother, 4 more laps in like 14 minutes. I was walking like at a 350 lap pace, cruising. That's what I do. And that's my cardio. Not a lot of crazy. I learned to do that. That's what I need. And people do that.
Listen, I'm so glad we did this, because once again, this is a very vast topic. We can go on for hours and hours, but I think it could be if we break down this segment. And also I just came up with an idea. I want people to, if people have questions, right? Guys, if you have any questions, you can either DM them on our Instagram, Sit Down with Sid Podcast, or you can email them at sitdownwithsidpodcast@gmail.com. All the information is in the description section. So once you send us the questions, anything related to fitness, nutrition, physical exercises, supplementation, we will do a next podcast. We will actually discuss your questions and we will answer those. So we would want you guys to interact with us.
Yes.
For your questions, I read all the comments, the good ones, the bad ones, and I thank both of them, because without the bad, there won't be any good, and the other way around.
That's right.
Yeah. So we want to make this fun. We want to make this interactive. We want people to communicate with us. Even if it's a silly question, guys, just ask.
No silly questions.
Knowledge is priceless. I always say this, and we will do our best, to answer your questions as much as we can. It's a learning process for us as well. But Wayne, I just want to thank you for this. This has been a blast, man. Even, it's our passion,
Oh, I love this stuff.
So,
I talk about it. I get excited about it. You see,
right.
And hey, we do our best, Sid.
Yeah,
we do our best. We finally get there. We finally do our best, and that's what we do. Serve. Right. I wanted to throw something real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
For you, so we could tie, so everyone could. We went over what? Nutrition, supplement, and exercise, right, Sid?
Right.
All 3 together, people. If you do them even 60%. Because most people don't do 0%. If you do 60% with a good trainer, you live longer, prevent diseases, and you absolutely live happier. Tie it all right. So you had to ask the question why we do exercise with Sid, because that's why too. All three tied together with the right thing: disease prevention across the board, healthy living. Okay, done. That's why Sid and I do what we do to passion, because that's what this does for us. We also know that there are people out there that need us because they are our doctors, our lawyers, our gas station attendants, our burger flippers, our ice cream makers, our Target people, Walmart. So it is a passion. You're right, Sid, across the board, across the world. Ask questions. We'll do it. We'll research for you, and we'll give you the best answers.
Yeah, I want to thank you. I want to thank the people watching this. Once again, I want to encourage them to participate. If they like, they can subscribe. Reach out to us, Instagram, email, all description is in the video. And myself and Wayne, we are very thankful to all of you for listening to us. I know we went a little bit longer, but this is a passion, to help others. And
it was a workout.
Yeah, it's a workout.
It was an hour-long workout.
Yeah, man. So Wayne, thanks so much, man. And it was a very informational conversation, I would say. And let's look out for some questions, and we'll get back together and help answer people's questions.
Yeah, we're gonna get together real soon, everybody. Oh yeah, too. Listen, if you ain't working out, watch us for the hour. We'll inspire you to. Right? That's what we do. You get the information too. All right, brother.
All right, guys.
You gonna sign us out?
Take care, man.
Bye-bye. All right, brother. Love you, man.
Love you too, bro. Thanks, man.